Well, these trans influencers, they're out in the wild and they're going wild. Okay, the trans influencers, they're going to Disneyland, they're going out to restaurants, and they are begging to be misgendered. And then they are expecting refunds. So we actually have a clip. I want to show you a clip of this person, Lily Contino, who was born a man, still looks like a man. Let's watch and then discuss.
Made it into Disney World. I don't really know what the deal is with bathrooms. Florida is really conservative. I don't know what the rules are. Trans women are allowed to be in women's bathrooms, but I'm about to go and use the bathroom because I have to tinkle. If I get stopped, I get stopped, I guess, but I'm a woman, so I'm going to use the women's bathroom, and being in Florida or being in California or wherever isn't going to stop me. So I will report back in a minute once I have hopefully tinkled without issue. No one gave me any weird looks. Definitely no one stopped me. I walked in, I found a stall, I peed. I peed standing up, which is something I'm sometimes a little self-conscious about with the sound. I think, oh, is there someone peeing standing up there? But you know what? I peed standing up and it was fine. And then I washed my hands and I left.
Let me ask all the moms and the dads and the grandmas and the granddads and the uncles and the aunts and the older siblings. Would you want your girls going into a bathroom with that man? This is someone who just spent 2 minutes telling us about how they tinkle. This is someone who uses the word tinkle. Anyone who uses the word tinkle should not be near a playground because they're probably driving a white van and it's full of candy, okay? Why is he telling us about his tinkling and going to the bathroom at Disney World? This person, you're disgusting, okay? You're disgusting. You should not be in the women's restroom. Also, I have to say this. Could get canceled for saying this, but I really don't care anymore. All the trans people out there, I have trans folks who watch the show, trans colleagues. There are tons of trans adults who want to blend in. They don't want men in women's sports. They are common sense. They're actually trans conservatives who are pretty famous and high profile. But these folks who are extremists, you guys are ridiculous. You should not be in the women's restrooms. And I'm going to say this, and this is the part, might get canceled, but I have to say it. There are some folks who aren't meant to be women. Okay, men out there, you might be feeling like you're trans. You might feel like, you know what, I think I should put on a dress and a wig and heels and lipstick and go out there, but you're putting lipstick on a pig because some of you men do not make pretty girls. And so before you think about transitioning, you need to sit with yourself and be self-reflective, because being metacognitive and cognizant of what you're working with and what you're not is a great skill in adulthood, right? I know what I'm good at. I know I'm not a 6-foot-tall supermodel. I know I can't freaking run the decathlon, but I can sit here and communicate and run my mouth for a living. I know I'm good at certain things. So all these men out there who say, you know what, I think I'd be a pretty girl. If you've got shoulders like a linebacker and an Adam's apple the size of Alabama, you probably won't make a pretty girl. Okay, so you have to really ask yourself, am I going to transition and be a pretty girl? Or am I going to be clocked? Am I going to be clocked walking down the street? Am I going to look like a man in a wig and a dress? You know what I'm saying? So I just have to put that out there. This person, Lily Contino, let me read you a little bit about them. So Lily Contino is known for documenting his transition journey and addressing transgender issues. Also known for being a food critic and incorporates his dining experience into his videos. We actually have a clip of Lily Contino at a restaurant. Let's take a look.
That is fancy looking. Cool.
The bottom is from Thailand.
Coconut bread from Thailand.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Ma'am.
No, no, sorry, my bad. And the middle one is from India.
It just like totally sucks the joy out of this bread tower. Makes me want to immediately like leave because I no longer feel like safe here. It's like, oh, my guard now has to be up. I'm not going to enjoy this bread as much because my guard is up. We should be able to go places and not have to worry. I don't think I really want this bread tower, actually. I think I'd rather have the check if that's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's the training. We're supposed to say friend or just not use gendered language. It's like a pretty big thing that Disney has done. Nothing was wrong with bread. I just don't want it anymore. Just because they apologize doesn't mean she doesn't feel sad or offended. Yeah.
So this is one of probably hundreds of videos of this influencer and their other influencers who go out to restaurants and they wait to get misgendered and they're filming, right? You know this is bogus. These are performative people who want attention. If you really were just a trans adult who wanted to go to work and pay your bills, you wouldn't be on the internet filming every single encounter. But this person sets their phone up and then they wait for a server for whom English is their second language, clearly, to call them the wrong pronouns. I'm sorry, I don't think you were called the wrong pronouns. You look like a man, okay? You look like a man. Walk like a man. talk like a man. You literally walk like a man, talk like a man. So you're mad that you got misgendered? You're mad that the freaking Vietnamese waiter was like, "Here you go, sir. Oh, you misgendered me. I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe." You don't feel safe? We don't feel safe with you. We don't feel safe with you, sir. Okay? So no, this is a bunch of buffoonery, tomfoolery, and malarkey. Okay? These trans folks go out to restaurants. I've worked in a restaurant. I worked in a restaurant for years. Okay? It is pretty selfless work here, you guys. It's hot, it's sweaty, and all my folks who work in restaurants, all your coworkers are crazy. Okay, I was the sane one at my restaurant. Shout out to everyone at the restaurant. But most folks in the restaurant business are a little bit kooky. So you're dealing with kooky employees. It's hot. You're making almost no money. Okay, if you get tips, that's somehow being ripped off too. And then the government's taking a chunk out. So these folks are making almost no money working at a restaurant, and they have this trans influencer come in and it's like, "I'm not safe. You called me the wrong pronoun." Sir, take your freaking croissant, take your fried chicken, take whatever the hell you order. It's like you go to Popeyes and the guy misgenders you. Get a freaking life. Are y'all so desperate for attention and devoid of meaning in your life? And I feel this way about a lot of young people on social media with Dylan Mulvaney. Dylan Mulvaney does this too. Being trans is their entire identity. They have nothing else. Okay, these folks like Dylan Mulvaney, Lily Contino, you contribute nothing else to society. Your entire brand is that you are a man in a dress. You're a man who turned into a woman. You know what I'm saying? I've got it in air quotes if you're listening to us on Apple and Spotify. So they have nothing else to offer. And the final thing I'll say about Lily Contino and Dylan Mulvaney, and my famous last words are, this is the last thing I'm going to say, but in this block, it really is. Dylan Mulvaney, Lily Contino, people would have no problem with you if you were just trans adults who didn't constantly push your ideology onto little kids. That's my issue with a lot of these influencers. I wonder, are there impressionable young teenagers and tweens who would never have feelings of gender dysphoria or question themselves if they weren't being inundated with videos by these folks? Because Lily Contino, Dylan Mulvaney, these trans influencers, they post their surgeries and procedures and they try and make it all look so easy. And then little kids who never would have questioned their gender before going, well, maybe I'm born in the wrong body. And they might have a liberal teacher who's saying, yeah, little Johnny, you might be a little Sally Sue. You don't know, you might be born in the wrong body. It's disgusting. So nobody has issues. If you're a trans adult, if you're a grown man and you say, you know what? I want to be a woman. I want to, get my parts chopped off, wear a dress, a wig, and heels, whatever floats your boat and coats your throat. Okay, come one, come all to the Halloween ball. As long as you're not hurting anybody, you want to go live your life, get your freak on. In the words of Missy Elliott, get your freak on, okay? We don't care. No one gives a rat's ass. It's when you start pushing men into women's sports and pushing trans ideology onto young kids, that's when we have a problem and everyone's guard goes up.